Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's the third day of the Hebrew month of iyar. I want to give a special mazel tov to my son Ben Sion on his birthday today, and also to Levi DePhilip. They share a birthday, the third day of iyar. In this week's Torah portion, which is a combo, it's Achrei and Kedoshim, we find an interesting law that in the land of Israel, when one planted a tree, they were not permitted to eat from the fruits of the tree the first 3 years. And then it says the fourth year they were to take it to Jerusalem as the fruits were holy, and they were supposed to recite Hallel, which is the praise of Hashem. And then it says on the fifth year, that should be for them. They should eat it wherever they want, like at home. And that's in addition to everything that they have. It's a blessing from God. And it ends that I am God, your Lord. The question is, why is it necessary for the Torah to say that the fifth year you should eat it at home? It's self-understood that if the first 3 years you're not supposed to eat from the fruits of the tree, the fourth year you're to take it to Jerusalem and say praise to God. So then after that, you're free to do whatever you want. And there the Torah commands that you need to take it and take it home. And there's an interesting talk from the Rebbe about it where he prefaces the answer with a story. The story goes back many generations, many years ago, in the time of Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement. Before he became known as a Hasidic master, he would travel incognito throughout Eastern Europe to visit Jewish communities, to observe for himself, to see how they live, and also to encourage them in their life of Judaism. Many of them were very simple people. The erudite were usually separated and on their own from the average and the common folk. He came to one particular town, and there was a synagogue in the town. And when he walked into the synagogue, he noticed that in one corner of the synagogue there was a curtain. And he asked what's behind the curtain, and they told him that he should be sort of silent. There was a Jewish hermit living there who was considered to be a great scholar, and this scholar devoted his entire life to the study of Torah. And in order not to be distracted from his focus on Torah, he had a curtain put up in his section of the synagogue so he would not need to interact with anyone. And once a week, they would lead him to the city mikveh on Friday, and then he would come back and continue his studies there. I guess somebody would bring him food. He had a little bed there, and that was his life. Totally immersed in Torah study without any connection to anyone outside. The Baal Shem Tov in those days, when he was traveling incognito, was traveling like a simple, common person, like a coachman. A wagon driver, a coachman, was considered to be a simple occupation, not like today that many taxi drivers or Uber drivers have PhDs. But in those days, it was considered to be something of a simple occupation. And the Baal Shem Tov one day went past the curtain to the horror of all the onlookers, and he sat right across this great scholar, the hermit. And the hermit at first, when he saw him and he realized it's a simpleton, he didn't want to have anything to do with him and just shoot him away. Like, why are you disturbing me? Why are you bothering me? I'm in the middle of my studies. The Baal Shem Tov looked at him for a while, and then the Baal Shem Tov said to him in a Talmudic expression, why are you denying God his livelihood? When the hermit heard that kind of terminology that was Aramaic and it was scholarly, he realized that the man that's sitting in front of him is an erudite man. So he looked at him and he says, I don't understand what you mean. So the Baal Shem Tov says that in the davening, in the daily prayers, we say, Va'ata kadosh yoshev tehilot Yisrael, that you, the Holy One, which is God, how do you sit amongst us? How do you dwell amongst the people is through the praises of Israel, which means simply that when you interact with another person and you say, how's your day going? And the person responds, Baruch Hashem, blessed is God's name. Things are good, they can be better, but I'm grateful for what I have. That gives God a tremendous amount of energy, so to speak. It gives God a high, and that is God's livelihood. by you closing yourself off from the rest of the universe, even though you're totally immersed in Torah study and you're not interacting with people and not looking to see how they are doing and eliciting from them the blessings of Hashem, you're denying God his livelihood. When the man heard that, he realized that his whole life was a big mistake, and he immediately turned to the Baal Shem Tov to ask him for advice how to come out of his shell and to be more involved with the community. And this is the answer to the question that we posed before, and that is that in addition to going to Jerusalem with the fruits of the fourth year and praising God and being in a holy environment, there is an even greater command, and that is to come back home and bring the blessings of God into our own home. And by praising God for the good fruits that we have and the ability that we have and the health that we have to be able to enjoy it, that gives God a livelihood. And with this, we understand why the Torah says that going home to eat of your own fruit in the fifth year is considered to be a very noble deed, almost like a mitzvah. And I think that this verse and this story pertains to our times more than any other time, by the fact that we are focused in our homes, we're focused with the people that are close to us, and we recognize that there is so much blessing in our homes, and that is where we can actually reveal the manifestation of the divine, just as the fruits of the fifth year that are eaten at home are also holy because they are the blessings of Hashem. So may God give us good reasons why we should be able to be thankful, and all those that need to be healed should be healed, and all those that need to be comforted should be comforted. And may Hashem help that we should finally see the light, and that there should be an end to all of this illness and all of this separation, that we should be able to gather together in our synagogue to pray together and be together as a community, and with the ultimate blessing of all Jews coming together in the Holy Land of Israel. Thank you very much.